Where my girls at? Holla back at me. They like to bounce back, but they don't see you coming. The green light is on, nothing can stop you. Nobody, no one can stop you. This for my girls that been through some things. After this, the game will never be the same. Switching lanes, switching up, buckle up. Here we come, me and my girls. Press the gas, go sis.
Tabitha is an entrepreneur, author, researcher, and transformational strategist. She completed her undergraduate studies in business administration at Coastal Carolina University and furthered her education and research platform in educational leadership at Florida Atlantic University. Tabitha currently works as a business strategist, freelance media assistant, and is the dedicated director for the She Is Me mentoring programs, which serves 4 counties of South Carolina. Today we will be talking about unleashing your full potential. Here's my interview with Tabitha James. So, hello Tab, and welcome to my very first episode of my series, my More Than Makeup series. So, Tabitha is actually the one who boosted me up to do this series.
Yes, that's right.
And so I'm so excited. So she's like the very first, and I'm so excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
She's my business coach, y'all, so serious. Yeah, taking over. So we're gonna just get right into it. Okay. So, like I said, Tabitha is my business coach and my business strategist. So, Tabitha, as a business coach / strategist, why do you feel like most small businesses either disappear after a while or they don't really last too long?
I think a big thing is, I'm trying to say too much, but I think the biggest thing is people not having a strategy. Just not being prepared, not thinking through some of the things that come along with running a business. So we can be great at our craft, right? Like you be great at doing what we do, but that doesn't mean that you're great at running a business. And so not getting those structured pieces in the beginning is a big reason why a lot of people just fail and fall off. Furthermore, if you have struggles or issues or just misunderstanding as it relates to personal finances, you're definitely going to have them as it relates to business finances because there's a lot of other things that start to come. And so, again, without like a strategy or a plan or taking some sort of class, going and watching YouTube videos, doing something to invest in yourself so that you're prepared to run the business. I make a joke a lot of times, like if someone knows how to make quilts, they know how to make quilts really good. Do they know how to sell the quilts? Do they know how to cost out for the thread for the quilts? Do they know how to factor in the shipping for the quilts? And so it's like, great, you make quilts and you're good at it. You want to start a business, but you got to get that structure and that plan so that your quilt business can be successful.
I think it's the same, like especially with makeup. Like I see a lot of people when they start, they're just focused on, oh, let's do some bomb makeup. But I was just telling one of my clients today, I'm just like, makeup is probably only like 20% of what it really takes. Like, and I really thought that, I could just make it just off of doing makeup alone. Like my talents are going to carry me just as like, as far as anybody else. But I realized that, listen, we gotta get this business side together, and I'm so thankful, like, because I was on the fence, like, for a while about investing in, like, a coach and, doing all the things because, I just feel like I can figure it out myself, I can do it myself, but I just realized, like, you can't really do everything, like, I'm good at makeup,
Exactly.
That's what I'm good at.
That's really big too, in knowing what your strengths are, and knowing where you might need a little bit of support. So I'm not saying you need a coach day one, because there's some coaching that you got to do for yourself too.
Right.
But definitely once you figure out, like, okay, where I'm strong, where I'm weak, what I need to learn. We can't know everything. So figuring those kind of pieces out also helps. And just being serious, like, because you can get a coach and the coach help you from their expertise, but you don't do the work. It's like, you still ain't gonna get nowhere.
Right.
I can give you all the tips and tools and tactics, but it's even if you're like Googling stuff, right? And you're Googling and you're getting all these resources. Getting the resources isn't doing the work. Doing the work is doing the work.
Period.
So doing the work is doing the work. Woo. So you get the resources. How are you applying the resources? What are you doing with the knowledge? Like just getting the knowledge is like,
Right. So, Tab, how do we know if we're ready to invest in a business coach?
So I think it really starts from the mindset, right? And that's something that coaching can help with. But if you're just not ready, and you're not serious and you're kind of still on the fence, investing in a coach may be a waste of money. Now the coach might take you to the next level, but the one big thing about getting prepared is doing the research on the person too, because you know in the world of online, right, everybody coaches, right? Everybody coaches, everybody know everything. You know, ask people for receipts, ask people for stats, ask people for, I don't want to say accolades, but you know, talk to them, get the vibe, do all those things, and then go check out their free resources. So most people who provide these type of services, they may have like a YouTube channel or a podcast or a website that has like some downloadables and different things that you can get for free. Their Facebook, their Instagram, their Snap, whatever. Stalk them. Go load up on their free stuff. You know, go hear them speak somewhere or check out a speech they may have put online, and see if you feel like that person is not just knowledgeable, but the right person for you. I feel like most of my clients is because we vibe, right? We vibe, we are able to connect. They don't get offended when I'm like, get out of your own way. Like mid-conversation, I'll just be like, stop making excuses, because that's what you're doing right now. So I think you're ready when you're ready, but when you, and not saying you gotta have some solid plan, because that's also what the coach helps out with, but you have to make sure that you're serious about whatever it is that you're doing, or you're serious about becoming the best version of yourself. Because oftentimes you might not have something that's as distinct as I'm a makeup artist and I'm doing makeup and I might do products. Like you might not have like a timeline of things that you know you want to lay out, so that coach can kind of talk you through some different options, or even if you do have a set thing you want to do, the coach can introduce you to some other things that are out there. So having that open mind, having that flexibility, but the biggest piece of being prepared is you. Like it's you. Like I'm pointing at you. That's the biggest part of being prepared, because not only are going to make an investment by, you know, sharing their card information and paying the invoice, it's your time, okay? It's your time. It's you taking, you know, the assignments or the resources that the coach gives you and moving on them, right? So if you just, you know, kind of listen like, oh, that sounds good, I'm really inspired. The coach isn't to inspire you. So if you hire a coach and all they're doing is inspiring you, you need to find somebody else, because you can go get a whole lot of inspiration for free 99. Like I need somebody that's giving you action items. I need somebody that's following up based on your conversation and telling you the next steps or suggesting things for you, kind of working with you, becoming a part of your team, if you will, and helping you to get to the next level. And investing in yourself is important. So the coach is probably going to give you more things that you got to spend money on, or more places that you need to go, but it's only to help you get to the level that you told the coach you wanted to get to.
But when you have a good coach, it's worth it. And I tell people all the time, you have to invest in yourself. Because I think a lot of times people get caught up on, oh, she high. Like, listen, I can't tell you how many times people be like, oh, I wouldn't pay that much for that, or you can do that yourself. And the reality of it is, if you could, you would. If you could, you would.
Exactly. Like, right. That's a big piece. And
so, Tab, what are some of the excuses that you hear the most of, and why do you think people make those?
Y'all. So y'all want me to go in on y'all? Okay.
Oh, she about to hurt some of y'all feelings.
Okay, cool. If you see, later I'm gonna ask y'all to follow me, so I'm hoping I don't hurt your feelings too bad. So excuses I hear, I don't have time, especially from people, you know, kids, relationships, still working, you know, traditional jobs and things like that. You have time because, you know, when I stroll my timeline, I see you updating about the TV shows, right? When you're in your car, you can learn something. Like you can listen to a podcast, you can listen to the voiceover of like a video to teach you something instead of trap music, you know? Even worship music, because I listen to a lot of worship music, but I have cut some of that out. I listen to it while I'm getting dressed, but then I listen to podcasts while I'm in the car because I do a lot of commuting. So it's really about finding that balance in yourself. Like you can sacrifice the latest Power episode if you really about getting this business started. And so for those of you who are still working, or maybe you're raising kids, different things like that, just think about if you invest 1 hour a week into your dream, that's 7 hours. I mean, 1 hour a day, not 1 hour a week. 1 hour a day. 1 hour, you get 24 hours in a day.
Right, and that's a lot of time when you think about it.
So 1 hour, whether that 1 hour is your lunch break, that 1 hour is while the baby's sleeping, that 1 hour, it's really about the sacrifice. And so not having time is a big excuse. Not having money is a big excuse. But you gotta just cut something out of your spending. So first of all, have a budget so that you can shift the budget.
Right.
But think about the amount of times that you go out to eat. You know, it's like
legit. Those people always say they got no money.
Yeah, like legit sitting down and eating. You might spend like $30 a pop. Cut that out, and you could, you know, add that to your business expenses, or add that to your dream fund, add it to your savings fund, whatever it is that you're trying to, you know, save for or build towards. You have to make those sacrifices. Instead of the new shirt, maybe you go get the red light. You know, maybe you decide that you don't get your nails done a few months out of the year, and I know that those are some like, what? Not get my nails done? How bad do you want it? You know, it's really asking yourself, how bad do you want it? Also, taking the time to make the budget so that you can look at where you are overspending and you can kind of take some funds from there. Maybe not going to the concert and going to a workshop, you know, maybe not going to the movies and spending that money on a webinar, watching it at your house, popping your own popcorn.
Right.
You know?
That's a really good point that you made, because sometimes I feel like people think when you're saving money and when you're making sacrifice, they think of it as something that is more so like punishment, and that's why people don't stick with it. But how do you do this in a way and still be able to enjoy life?
So you can still enjoy life by finding ways to freely enjoy life,
right,
or cost efficiently enjoy life. When you think about how much money you spend on, like, you know, entertainment or things that make you happy or whatever, just shift it. Even with the TV thing, now I'm not telling you to be as extreme as me because I don't watch TV at all. But maybe cutting out the amount of time that you watch TV. Like, instead of binge watching on 6 shows, cut it down to 3, do some work, and then reward yourself, right? So once you hit some milestones, you are able to reward yourself, even with like eating out. If you eat out 7 days a week, don't try to go cold turkey and go to 0, right?
Listen,
just, you know, try to cut it down a little bit, and then it doesn't seem as much of a sacrifice or like, you know, the punishment she referenced. It's more of, wow, look at what I'm able to get done. And then you start kind of getting addicted to it. Like, what else can I cut out? Because you get to see how, you know, your dream is coming to full fruition because you're investing that time, you're investing that energy. So let's see. I hate the time. I hate the money. You feel like nobody wants what you have, right? So you gotta be confident, right? A big thing, excuse, if I could wrap it up and put a nice little bow on it, is y'all be having low self-esteem.
Or, I was about to say, people make it seem like, oh, I can't do nothing in Florence. Or,
yeah, you can do it wherever, because if you can't do it in Florence, you can't do it in New York.
But where are you from?
Like, I'm from Lakeview. Literally, teeny tiny, small town, 700 people maybe.
Right.
No stoplights, whatever. Granted, I've traveled, I've lived other places and made connections and all those things, but you have to make what you have and where you at work for you. Exactly. And so I tell people all the time, if you think moving is the answer to your problem, you tripping, right? Because wherever you're at, people know you, whether they know you for good or bad, they know you. So you're able to pivot that knowledge of people knowing you. Furthermore, if you can't make it work in small places, you definitely can't make it work in big places. Because there's more people doing whatever it is that you do. Like, wherever you at and whatever you do, the bigger the place, the harder it's gonna be. So if you can conquer getting it done in a small place and really perfecting yourself, you can definitely transition it to somewhere else.
Exactly.
But if you aren't serious and you sleeping on your dreams in Florence, then you're gonna sleep in them in Florida.
Period. Let me tell you something. I was gonna be on the first, like, Jarrell, the girl I used to work with that owns Pinky Promise. Listen, she said me all the time, you want your story to be that you were sleeping out of your car, homeless, because you just want to move to New York so bad. And I'm just like, I had no plan. I'm just like, these people in Florence corny, and, you know, they don't want to book me, they don't want to pay for nothing, so I'm about to move to New York. And let me tell you, I went to New York a few times, no money in my pocket. I'm just like, oh. No. And then it's a lot more people. Listen, New York, they hungry up there. Okay. So everybody, like, you got more competition. The market is even more saturated than you think it is. Like, it ain't not really what y'all think it is. Trying to move to these big cities and y'all ain't even did nothing in your own hometown. Okay. Or where you already at.
And if you lack confidence, that's gonna go with you.
Oh yeah.
Like, if you got low self-esteem, it's going with you. And when you pack your clothes, you're gonna pack that too. So, you know, get out of your own head and kind of do that. So money, time, confidence, those are some of the common excuses. And then the last one that I'm hit on, before I just be like, girl, go to the next one before I get these people. Okay. It's saying, I don't know. Okay, y'all. Okay, we got phones that cost too much money to say that we don't know something. So you got phones, you got computers, the library still has books, you have people that you can ask. There are too many resources in 2020 to say that you don't know something, okay? Like, we are literally shooting this in February, actually my first day. So it's Black History Month, and our ancestors figured stuff out with no Google, okay? They figured out how to get cross country with no GPS. And now we got all these luxuries and we be sleeping on it. So you can figure it, like, everything is figure outable. I promise it is. Like, exactly. If you want to know, you can know. And don't be afraid to ask questions. You can have all the degrees, certifications, whatever, or you can have none. It doesn't matter. None of us know everything. If you feel like you know everything, then go ahead and call the funeral home and have your funeral. Because you're done here. Like, you're done here. Like, if you're done learning, you're done living. So, drop some mic there. Right? Period. Period. And that's that on that. That's that on that.
So, another question I want to ask is, you know, I hear a lot of people complaining, y'all not liking and sharing my posts. Y'all on here, you know, y'all support all these other brands, but, you know, I'm posting my stuff and y'all don't like and share my content. So how do you feel that affects anybody's performance in the way they show up in the world?
like, get out of your head, okay? So first of all, it's great if you have family and friends that support. That's cute, whatever. But your family and friends aren't meant to sustain your business, okay? That's not their job. Your job is to be your family and your friends.
Say that one more time.
Your family and friends' job is to be your family and friends. If they support your business, great. If they don't, then it doesn't matter. I'm gonna use makeup for example since I'm getting my makeup done.
Right.
You know, if my friend is a makeup artist, but I don't even wear makeup, I can't really book her. Granted, now I do need to be telling people about her, but even if I don't, that's her business and that's her job to promote her business. And you know, I might be able to help out or do something or set up if she asks me, but it's not a requirement. So it's your job as a business owner, it's your job as a dream builder to find your folks, right? You find your folks, you find your market, you have to do your own research and get in front of people who have no idea who you are. Because another thing is your family and friends, colleagues, whoever, they're gonna respect you most of the time at the level that they met you, right? So to my family and friends, I'm just Tab. Like I'm Tab, I'm their homie, I might be their sorority sister, their little cousin, whatever. That doesn't mean they're like, oh Tab, she a business coach, she an author, she run a program. Like they don't think about, you know, it's not the basis of our relationship, so it really doesn't matter. My job is to get in front of the people who are my clients. It is my job to get in front of the people who want what I have to offer.
Exactly. It's so crazy.
Right before you jump, before this one, I gotta say, you don't really want to be doing business with people that you love anyway, because then you gotta walk a real fine line.
Listen.
Right? You gotta walk a real fine line because they might not want to pay your prices, or if they're working for you, they're trying to figure out why you ain't paying them. You know, it's just a lot, right? So keep things kind of separate unless you feel the vibe that it can work out. Like, I'd rather not work with people that, you know, let's remain family and friends. And as it relates to social media, you gotta do some learning there too. Most people don't even see the stuff you post, okay? The algorithms are crazy, okay? They're crazy. So either you need to learn or you need to get help or whatever to figure out how to get your post in front of the people who want what you have to offer, right? So ask people, like this big thing that's like really getting on my nerves I see on social media is like, oh, go to community, invite everybody you know to like my page. I don't want you to do that. I need you to invite people who want what I have to offer to my page.
Exactly.
I don't need somebody to be invited to my page that don't care about being inspired or doesn't necessarily want to start something or isn't in my, you know, target market. They're just taking up space.
Exactly.
You know, there's no reason for you to be here, honestly. And so I think that people need to kind of wrap their minds around the fact that you're not starting this for them to support it. You're starting it because it's what you want to do. You're starting it to get in front of your clients. You're starting it to serve the people who need what you offer.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's not, you know, get out of the way of thinking that the people that have always known you, they hate you now because they didn't share your post.
Exactly.
They might even see your post. Like,
exactly. And it's so crazy. Like, I think sometimes people think the only way that you can support someone now is by validating it on social media.
And that's not it.
It's crazy because I don't need my grandma to like my post. I need my grandma to talk to me.
Be my grandma.
Right, be my grandma. Like, I don't need.
And my grandma followers probably don't want to come get their face beat. So
no, I was gonna say that's a little bit different now. So, you know, this is a question I came up with. I hope it's not corny, but being that the name of your podcast is called Unleash, what are some ways, go check that out because it's real good, because I love podcasts. So. But what do you think are some ways that people can begin to unleash their full potential? Listen, this is right up her alley.
Okay, right up my alley.
Right up her alley.
So one thing I think, you know, I'm gonna do 3. So being positive. And that is with yourself, that is with others, that is with who you surround yourself with, that is what you're listening to. Like, positivity is like a whole world in itself. Because oftentimes we don't even realize how much negativity is around us and how much negativity we allow to be around us. So a big thing about that I talk about as it relates to personal life, right? In our professional life, we might have to work with people that we, you know, don't love or like, but we get it done, right? You can't choose your family, or you can choose your family, you can't choose your relatives, because relatives is blood, family is who, you know, y'all get me, I ain't going to. But at the end of the day, the small percentage of our lives that we are in control of, we need to make sure that we really control it. So positivity is something that we can choose, right? If, you know, somebody got negative energy and they always down and they're really pessimistic, cut them off or cut them out, cut down their time. You know, don't allow them to take up so much space in your world. Period. And we are all made different. So for you, it might be, I need positivity as soon as I wake up in the morning. I have to read my scripture, I have to listen to positivity while I'm in the shower, I have to get all the way wrapped before I start my day. You might be able to just, you know, read something and go on about your day, or you might be able to do it on Monday and it holds you through the week. But just figuring out what your regimen is as it relates to positivity, and just doing an audit, because you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Like, you are. So if the 5 people that you spend the most time with are negative, guess what? You probably are too. So yeah, get that together. Another thing, planning. So not planning is basically a plan to fail. Because
I'm gonna have her keep repeating, because these are points y'all need to hear this.
Not planning is basically planning to fail. So that's planning, you know, your days, your weeks, your money, your thoughts, all of that. Like, no, we can't think about it all, right? We can't get it right. For those of you who are spiritual, like, God gonna come and do his thing, right? But God can't change a plan that we don't have. Like,
because you know, everybody like, just want to pray every
like you can't pray about it all. Like, you gotta pray, and then you gotta do the work. Okay, faith without work is dead. Okay, not to get spiritual or not to get, you know, too deep in the word, because I'm not no Bible scholar, if you will, but I do know that he meets us halfway. Like, the universe, God, all of that, they can't give us what we didn't seed into, right? Like, you have to plant seeds. Flowers just don't come, you know, out the sky. The seed was planted, it was watered, it was nurtured, and then it blooms, right?
Exactly.
And lastly, to unleash your full potential, don't be afraid of the unknown, right? In order to truly prevail, you have to take risks. You have to try things that are well out of your comfort zone. We don't grow in our comfort zones. We only grow when we're uncomfortable. When you're comfortable, you can just become complacent. And that's okay if that's what you want. But if you're really trying to put some stuff in the atmosphere, you're really trying to unleash your greatness, you're really trying to, like, ultimately prevail into the person that you see in your dreams, that's, you know, either booked and busy or traveling or able to just freely do things, able to support others. If you're really trying to get there, you have to take those risks. And oftentimes it's hard. It's hard when you don't know what's next, or you don't know nobody that's done it. Nobody in my family's done this. Set the example. Become the excellence that you want to see.
Period.
So I think those are some ways that you could just, like, unleash your potential. And that's in any industry that you're in. Even if you're a career professional that has a job, you want to be the best at doing your job. Right? You want to be the best. I don't care if you sweep the floors. You want your floors to be swept better than anybody else's. Because whatever you do, if you do it in a standard of excellence, you're unleashing your greatness.
Period.
It's your greatness. It ain't my greatness. It's your greatness. Okay? Period. Because if I'm mopping floors, you best believe I don't even really know how to mop that good, but my floor gonna be mopped good. Because it's gonna be like, oh, tap mop that floor is mopped.
Period. Listen, they about to play you.
You ain't about to play. You're not about to play me.
Exactly.
Like, everything you do it with excellence, and you just never know what door is going to be open for you.
Exactly.
So,
and so we're gonna get a little personal. We're gonna get in your business.
Oh my God.
So we're about to get in her business. So
okay.
I remember at Raven's event, Raven Simon, she's gonna be on here soon.
Okay.
But she's a bomb financial coach and accountant.
Money making.
And so I remember that you shared a little bit about your mom being sick, and I know that you know, are one of her caregivers. So how do you stay focused when it seems like everything around you is going crazy, especially when it's like involving people that you really love and care about?
Oh my goodness. So that's hard. It gets hard. So it helps me to, one, realize, like, what's really important and what's fake important. Because when you gotta choose, you get real serious. Furthermore, it reveals who's really there for you and who's not, who understands and who doesn't. And so it really, as crazy as it sounds, when things happen, it helps you to see. It opens your eyes. So for me to stay balanced, I really focus on what's important. I focus on who's important, and I try to prioritize the best way that I can. Because even in being a caregiver, even in loving my mom so much, she's been an amazing person in my life, biggest supporter, cheerleader, whatever. We've talked about before, like, I still have to live my life. I still have a lot of life left to live. I still have a lot of dreams to accomplish. So finding a happy balance in, you know, making sure she's okay and there's support there and different things are going on, but also trying to still live my life. And it's hard. That's a hard balance to try and accomplish. I can't say that it's easy. I can just say that over the years it's become easier to navigate, because I'm very serious about not just who I am for her, but who I am for me and who I am in this world. And so finding a balance between the three, or the 4, 5, 6, or 7, whatever hat I'm wearing that day. Just taking it seriously and really, like, okay, I can maybe miss that meeting and get the notes, so I can go home and make sure my mom, you know, straight, had dinner, medicine, whatever. Or I really need to get to that meeting, so let me make sure I'm really doing what I'm supposed to do during the day. So
I love love that.
Yeah.
I really love that because for me, you know, growing up, I was raised by my grandma, and I love my granny. She's super, super talented, you know, can cook her behind off, and she had all these dreams and things that she wanted to accomplish. And so, you know, she ended up raising me and my sisters from, you know, little girls, and I feel like, you know, she kind of has given up on some of those things because she spent that time raising us. And I always tell her, you know, it's never too late. You can still, you know, go out and accomplish those things that even when, you know, when I didn't even really have the capacity to really understand what it was, I'm just like, Grandma, you can still, you know, you can have that restaurant that you want, you know, you can have that business that you want. But sometimes we get, I wouldn't even say so caught up because my grandma, she loves us, and that's why she did what she did. But, you know, she didn't necessarily have to put her life on pause either, just to be our caregiver, because, you know, that's wonderful.
And y'all grew up, you know, and that's a thing that transfers to parents too. Like, essentially, yes, you want to be a great parent, but that doesn't mean put all your dreams to the side. Because eventually those kids are gonna grow up and go.
And we did.
Yeah, exactly. And so even like with carrying her on mine, even though it's a very tough topic to talk about, unless something unfortunate happens, if life goes in natural order, eventually she will leave me.
Was there ever a time? I mean, well, I'm pretty sure there was. We all have those times, so it's not even was there, but you know, when you felt like giving up, you know. What? Like, you know, because it's not even a matter of like if there was, there probably was, because we all have those moments. But how do you overcome those feelings of like defeat and, you know, just wanting to give up on everything?
Oh my goodness, y'all. So there have been several times I wanted to give up on life, if you will. So many times, but I think the biggest factor is I think about who I want to be in this world, what I want to leave in this world, and I mean, I was put here to do these things. And so, as cliche as it sounds, I have to remind myself of that when I want to give up. I have to talk through some of those positive affirmations. Also think about the amount of people who have just invested in my overall well-being. So that doesn't just mean people who bought for my business or people who have supported me morally. That also means people who helped to make me become Tabitha, like this person, this young lady that I am. I feel like I would be giving up on them if I give up on myself. You know, I feel like I would be giving up on the young people that watch me, the young professionals that watch me, not just the kids, but the people that, you know, witness the growth, the transparency, because I'm really open about the challenges of business, the challenges of school, the challenges of caretaking. I'm really open about just the challenges of life because I feel like that's something that a lot of successful people forget to talk about is like, this ain't easy, right? Like, this ain't easy. Or being inspiring, like, yes, I try to always be positive and always be in a good mood, but that doesn't mean that life doesn't happen for me. So, but knowing that I not just owe it to those people, but when I feel that this is a God thing, I know this is a God thing. And so I owe it to myself, them, the Lord, everybody to just keep going.
Exactly.
And once you get through a challenge, you've learned so much. And so those moments when you want to give up, it might be because, you know, sales ain't where they need to be, or you just feel like you can't figure it out, or you get nervous because you are growing and you're like, what does the next level really mean? And things like that. It's just so many things. Or when life happens and it's just like, you know what, never mind, I don't want to do this no more. Indeed, let me find a job, you know? But just staying firm in, I know who I want to be, and in order to be that person, I gotta keep going. And if I don't want to be that person, then again, quit, give up, whatever. And then lastly, what does it mean to all the years, the time, the money, all the things that it took to get to just be here? That's like wasting all that. That's wasting all of that if I just give up. So all the times that I want to be like, ooh, child, never mind. I'm good on that. And like, granted, I'm not necessarily hireable not necessarily hireable because I know I'm meant to do my own thing. But in the sense of the experience, not just educational wise, but the degrees are great. But I do have a lot of experience in various areas, so I'm hireable, you know, on paper. So a lot of days it's like, girl, just stop and go get you a job and quit playing with these people. So it would be really easy to, you know, pack up and move, or even staying in, you know, a small area. There would be a lot of opportunities if I just like, I'm out, y'all. Peace out. But it just doesn't feel right. I know that there's a purpose and there's a time, and not to say that those things won't ever happen or I won't ever pivot. It just means that today, that's not going to be what it is. So I just don't give up because I know who I want to be. I know the things I want to accomplish before I leave this world. So I keep going at them. Even
I'm so glad that you said that, the reasons that you gave are so much bigger than yourself, because I think sometimes we get so caught up in our needs and our wants and me, but when you're doing it for a greater cause, it's harder to quit.
Yeah, like beyond makeup.
Exactly. It's harder to quit something when it's not just about you, when other people are dependent on you pulling through.
Yeah.
For them basically.
Yeah. For somebody, you're somebody's Oprah, you're somebody's Beyonce, you're somebody's Tyler. Okay? You're somebody's, Michael Jordan, you're somebody's Kobe. Like, to someone, you are that thing. And so when you put it in context that is bigger than you, it makes you go harder.
Period.
Especially when you have families or siblings or people that are in your bloodline that are like, they're depending on you.
Right.
Not just, to keep the lights on, but to be an example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen, I love it. So one more thing I want to ask you, before we shift gears one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we talked about not giving up, but sometimes I think people confuse that with when like a season. A season in their life is up. So it's not necessarily you giving up. It's just time to shift gears a little bit. Maybe this is not necessarily what you need to be doing. So how do you distinguish the difference between a season being up, or you just giving up on something and just walking away from it?
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So purpose doesn't come in seasons.
Oh.
Okay?
Say that one more time.
Purpose doesn't come in seasons. So you can never give up on purpose, right? So let's just say I, start a business making chairs, right? If I'm purpose driven in whatever my mission is, I want to provide a chair so people have somewhere to sit, yada, yada, yada. Let's just say I shift and now I'm creating signs. It's because I want people to have somewhere to buy quality signs for. My purpose didn't shift because I'm still creating a quality product for the people who need it. It just is no longer chairs. It's now signs. And so when you work towards living in purpose, on purpose, that doesn't go seasonally. Sometimes the item may be seasonally, the thing you do may be seasonally, but you are in a season. So knowing that and knowing that things do change. Oftentimes the first business you start, the first project you try, it doesn't work. Like if you think back, if you were like me, a little hustler, in school, I made keychains, I made CDs, I made all kind of stuff. The purpose was to provide something that people wanted because I could provide it. So now, as a coach, as someone who helps to plan events and take people's businesses to the next level and different aspects of that, is because I'm using my experience to provide something that the person needs. And most of my clients or people that I work with, people that I love, they become family members, they become just a part of me, I become a part of them, their business. It's typically a connection based on purpose. And it's a connection based on personality. And they basically, not in a cocky way, they kind of fall in love with Tiny Tab.
Period.
And so next year I'm the one selling the chairs, and I'm getting that chair from Tab because I love Tab. I don't even need a chair, but I love Tab. So going back to the seasonal thing, it's like maybe your season is up for that thing. When you feel like you're not passionate about it anymore, you don't love it anymore, it's draining you in a sense, and it's time for you. It may be time for you to just go to the next level. She's not gonna do faces forever. Period. Somebody else is gonna do faces, but she's gonna be running a business. Okay?
Wait, what you saying? I'm gonna be what?
You're gonna be running a business.
Period. So book me now.
Okay, so book her now because next year, a few years, somebody else gonna be doing my face.
Exactly.
And so it's like your season may be over for that aspect, but that doesn't mean that your purpose is gone because purpose doesn't come in seasons. Right? Oprah no longer does the Oprah show, but sis can sell us pizzas, pillows, books, whatever, because we have fallen in love with the person, and we know what the purpose is. And so if you can get people to just believe in you based on what you are at your core, then you're good. So y'all stop creating things just because you want to make a quick dollar, right? I could go sell lashes, but I don't know nothing about lashes, and I could care less about your lashes. So that would be literally me doing that just for the dollar, not for purpose, not because I care about how you look. None of that. It'll be because I wanted to make a quick coin, right? But if I drop a t-shirt next week that says, empowerment or it says motivation, maybe I do want to make a coin off the shirt, but motivation is directly in line with what I'm doing. Lashes ain't. So don't be dibbling dabbling things that don't align with who you are. So the root of that and that seasonal stuff is knowing who you are.
Exactly. We are back one final time, and I just want to thank you first and foremost for being just the amazing being that you are. For one, boosting my head up
to go ahead and do this in the first place. But not only that, just being like my first guest. Like, you're not just telling me to do something, but actually like, okay, like you told me to do it. And you make sure that I did it. Like, Tab texted me, she was like, did you order your ring?
I did.
Listen, she had a whole list of notes. Like, we did a session, and we were just, it was like a regular conversation. And when I got home the next day, I had like a whole 2 pages of notes, tips, suggestions, actionable steps that I needed to be taken, and I appreciate that so much. So I want to thank you for being my very, very first guest on my More Than Makeup series. As you can see, this face is beat.
Okay.
Period. We'll give y'all a close up in just a few. But before I finish, I just want to know, what are some ways that we can support you? How can we find you? What can we be doing to make sure that we support you?
Okay. So I love this question. So find me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all Twitter, all the places, right? All the places, sharing motivation, sharing business tips. Find me on YouTube, watch some of my talks with Tab and different things like that. See if I'm the one for you. I might be a good coach for you, a good inspirer for you. You could just do like one session with me, kind of talk through your dreams and stuff. And that's absolutely free stuff that you could do. Or you could share one of my videos. Maybe somebody on your timeline needs a little inspiration, motivation, whatever. Share it. Let the people know, right? As it relates to She Is Me, we have an ongoing giving campaign. And so if you go to my page, you will see all of their links kind of linked up in there, so you can figure out how to donate, support us. You can be a one-time donor, you can be a reoccurring donor, you can come and visit and talk about your career, talk about some things you wish you knew when you were growing up, or if you have some level of expertise that really relates to teens, you can come be a resource to us. There's so many ways that you can support, and if none of those are in your wheelhouse, just simply keep me in your prayers, okay?
Listen, and we also have events.
Okay.
Period. We have events. So I'm so aggressive with saying that, but I just want you to know that we have events.
We have events, and so I didn't even say that. So I have events.
I heard it on the podcast.
When you follow me, you will get all those dates and all that information. And like I said, if that's something that you feel like will help you make that investment, come out. I don't always do these by myself. I'm bringing other experts. I'm bringing other experts. Blueberries. Bringing other experts to help just develop you, your mission, your purpose, get all of those things just together for you, being an ultimate resource for you to unleash your greatness. And you might be watching and you like, not for me, but let me tell somebody who I know needs a little help. Doing things like that are ways that you can support not just myself, but other business owners. It's not always pulling out the card. There are so many ways that you can support, sending good vibes, all kind of things.
We need all of them.
Yeah, we need all that. So yeah, check out the links, and you will be able to keep in contact with me. Granted, now y'all, I don't always look like this, okay? I be cute,
Listen,
but
she cute.
Got me together.
And this wraps up your More Than Makeup series, episode 1.
Where my girls at? Holla back at me. They like to bounce back, but they don't see you coming. The green light is on, nothing can stop you. Nobody, no one can stop you. Just for my girls that been through some things. After this, the game will never be the same. Switching lanes, switching up, buckle up. Here we come, me and my girls. Press the gas, go sis. If you good.